my gosh. I haven't done something embarrassing in a really long time. But I just made up for last time. We were walking in and I was wearing other shoes because I changed them now. And like in front of like 100 people, straight up fell on my face. Like actually like onto my face. Henry was such a good boy though. He was so concerned. So was everyone around because I like, yeah, I don't know. But it's all good now. I hope that's no indication of how the rest of this trip is gonna go. But we're here. Good boy. So one of these days I'm going to get a video of us walking through security and what it's like, but it's super easy. I just have Henry, I walk through and I have Henry wait and then I have him walk through. It's really simple. And he's walking a little ahead, but he's actually being really good. But I have not been treating him well at all. So we always pre-board. It's just easier than walking through the plane when there is like a ton of people trying to pet him. Look at this good little boy. We haven't had bulkhead seating in honestly forever. This feels like we have like a whole room to ourselves. Sleeping away. And now we're taking off. We made it to Seattle right now. He was a good boy. I mean, I assume he was a good boy. I fell asleep. Everyone was very impressed, and he even got some pets. We will check in with you guys in a little bit. Such a good boy. We're just waiting for our bags. I don't even have treats on me. They're like somewhere buried in my backpack. Yeah. He's been like ridiculously good. Very impressed. But not depressed. When the vest comes off, he's literally a normal dog. Henry, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Good boy. He's a good boy. So, our original plan, because it's 11:30 here now, our original plan was to make the most of our day in Seattle because we do have like a full 24 hours here. But you just gotta roll with the punches. We just don't think it's a good idea to, like, I'm already exhausted. My knee is killing me. I think I just badly bruised. I don't think anything's like actually wrong. Now that I can focus, oh my gosh, you guys. That fall was so embarrassing. And I totally cursed also, by the way, which I didn't realize until after the fact. My husband was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what an idiot. Like, I haven't fallen in so long and I just fell, smacked my face and my hands and my knees. Honestly, that security footage would probably be like worth a lot of money because it would probably be so funny. And I had my camera in my hand too. I think my camera's fine though, although it's having a little trouble focusing. Anyways, you guys, so I just wanted to keep you updated. So I don't think we're gonna make it out to Seattle today. I'm just gonna rest, but it's okay. I'm just glad we're here and we have our luggage and, you know, Seattle was just gonna be extra, so we are here and we are excited. Yes, we are. Also, this hotel is technically dog friendly, but obviously we're not paying for a cleaning fee. And look what they gave us. It's, see? It says canine companion on vacation. Let sleeping dogs lie. Isn't that cute? So, not that Henry's gonna be alone, but I just thought that was very cute that they gave us that. It's always nice when a hotel is accommodating. Also, our Uber was really great. Like, Henry just obviously sat on the floor and he was good. And I even offered to, like, you know, lint roll because he did leave some little bit of floof behind, huh? But the driver was really nice and was like, no, I'll take care of it. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, we will probably honestly just check in tomorrow when we're boarding the ship. Yeah. But for right now, we take naps. Okay guys, so we are good to go this morning. We are heading to the port. Ready, Henry? He's nice and riled up right before work. All right, come on. Got Estima. He's so excited. You don't even know where we're going. What are we doing? What are we doing? You ready, baby boy? Let's go on an adventure. Quick potty break. Henry, what are you doing? He's a good boy. We're on our way. It's cold. I'm wearing my sweater on my thing because it was hot, but anyways. You guys were here! Henry. It's tough. He knows like we're excited, so he's a little bit excited, but that's okay. He's doing really good. I don't have any treats on me. He doesn't have his collar on. Being a good boy. And just have to correct his heel a little bit, but it's good. Ah, good. Good job. Boy. All right, it's official. We're here. All right, you have our key. I'm gonna take him off already. Just make yourself at home, Henry. Get your sniffs out. Good job, good boy. There we go. Nice large bed for you. Good boy. I want to do a video while I still remember exactly what it was. So when you get to the check-in, they have an Americans with Disabilities Act check-in area. So we went there, and it was this really sweet girl who was helping us check in. She asked for our passports, which obviously just pertains to Bobby and I, and then she also asked for Henry's cruise documentation, but she didn't ask for anything specific. She was just like, oh, do you have the cruise documentation for the service dog? And I was like, yep, got it. So what I gave her was, I gave her his rabies certificate. And then I also gave her his, let's see. I'm trying to see. But I gave her this is his health certificate. And he'll need this for, what does he need this for? He needed this for the cruise. Yeah, he needed the health certificate for the cruise. And then rabies vaccine he needed because of we're making one stop in Canada. So I gave her those. She went and checked with her supervisor and came back and was like, do you have his like service dog certificate? And I was like, what do you mean? No, I don't. I was like, I don't have a certificate for him, but what I do have is I have the email that was sent to me that says, your service dog has been cleared. So I gave her that. She went back and checked with her supervisor. Everything was good to go. She made copies of everything. And it was literally that easy. It did give me a little bit of pause though when she asked for the certificate. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so that helped a lot. So far, we haven't looked at the potty area. We have to go to some sort of help desk to go find where the potty area is, but no pun intended, it was like smooth sailing. It was really easy. Yeah, so that was all we needed. And she did say that there was 4 service dogs on board. I'm like fairly shocked about that, and I'm curious if we're going to run into them. Curious if she was right. Maybe there's not 4 service dogs on board. I don't know. But I'm like, wow, it's a lot. This is our balcony. It has glass. There's no way Henry could remotely get up there, but obviously he'll always be supervised out here. And we have a beautiful view. Right, Henry?
The season,
we are on our very first potty adventure.
Definitely autumn-like weather here. It's been very breezy today. Also a little bit of rain, so you can feel the fall is in the air. And also the general forecast going forward.
Good boy. Okay, go potty. Like a pro. Yay. So let's see what they have here for us. He's being a good boy. He's gonna go do his business. Okay, so they have gloves. They have baggies, some sort of cleaning concentrate. I assume if he misses, disinfectant. Okay, so here are my thoughts on the potty area. The way they set it up with the, nope, that's not it, Henry. The way they set it up with the like broom and like the scoop is kind of weird. So I don't know why I didn't use doggy bags because we had them. So that's just my take on that. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'll say it now. They did have it closer to our room. They had it like fairly close, and for some reason they weren't able to, for whatever reason, set it up there. So they moved it. It's a little bit of a walk, but I honestly, guys, I can't complain. Like, it's a dog on a cruise. Like, you know, I'm glad it's on our same floor. So all right, we will make do. We are not, that is not our room. There we go, we got the good one. This is our second day on the cruise. It's like technically our first day sailing. We got on board yesterday, and I thought it was really, really cute that Norwegian did this. In the daily thing that they hand out, they included a little clause about service animals. Let me make sure that you guys can see that. And I just thought that was amazing, and I posted it on our Instagram, and I was like, I don't know what the word certified means, but then somebody said that, you know, there's animals, you know, Norwegian sails all over the country, so in some countries they do certify animals, so that's actually good. And we're having a very good time. We ran into the other, I know they said that there's 4 service dogs on board, and so far we've seen 2 of them. One was like a little dog. At the end, like kind of, you know, I don't think that it was a fake by any means. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But, you know, like on a leash or whatever, but we passed them, well behaved. And then another, I saw from far away, it's like a larger lab, and I believe he or she was a guide dog. And yeah, we've been having a really good time. I think that, you know, I don't know, obviously a lot of people want to pet him and stuff, and I try to be polite about it because some people are foreign, so it's kind of hard to explain, but he's been really good. So that's honestly all that matters. And then the staff, it varies from like staff members either like totally get it and like understand like, oh, he's a service dog and he's working. And then other staff members ask a lot of questions, which is totally fine. I'm open to answering their questions. Like our waiter last night was like, I was actually very proud because our waiter last night was like, oh, you can tell he's a good boy. You know, some of them you go to pet and they like growl, and I was like really surprised. But Henry was a good boy, and we're alternating right now between like I'll have him working like 50% to 75% of the day with no treats, no e-collar, nothing. And then for like 25% of the day, I'll like treat him like a ton just to keep him. And he's been really good. I'm actually really impressed. The only thing that we're having like a little bit of quote unquote trouble with is I have to keep correcting his heel when I don't have treats and when he doesn't have his e-collar on. It's super easy to correct. I just say and he backs up, but it's annoying to have to do like every 5 seconds. So when we do his board and train, that's like one of the huge things that we want to take care of is his heel. His heel is really great, but he just needs to stay in it. And yeah, other than that, it's been a really good time, and we're having a good time. And yeah, I think Henry's really enjoying it. He's not getting seasick. I don't think he was. I never anticipated it, but we are having a good time. Wake up and say hello. All right, well, we are going to rest because we are all so tired, and we hope you guys are having a good week. We will check in with you later, or if anything major happens, hopefully not. But we just got off the ship. I was gonna videotape it, and I don't know what I was thinking, but we literally just gave them our ship IDs and walked right off. So to get back on, we're still in America, so I just have his rabies vaccine and I have his health certificate just in case. Don't think we need either, and we're so excited. I was gonna put on his e-collar. I completely forgot because he has not been wearing it. I was gonna put on his e-collar though because I only have so many treats in my pocket right now. And we're going on a plane, and I need him to be very stationary on the plane, but whoops. Yeah, all right. Anyways, we'll see you guys when we get there. Leave it. Good boy. Take it off. Good job. Boy, we are currently just looking at the seals that are in the water. I don't think Henry can see them, but and I don't think you guys will see them either, but
not for lack of trying.
They're in there and they're cute. There's like one like all the way over there, sticking inside out. Really cool though, you guys. Very cool. You guys, that's right there. That's a seal, and that's a snoot. Good boy. You guys, these signs are everywhere. No pets except service animals. Properly trained puppos.
Hello. Guide dog?
No, not a guide dog, but a regular, just for medical or. Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Settled in.
The most cranes of any city in the country for the last
on the
5 or
bus.
6.
Is it because they're doing lots of growth?
Years growing.
Yeah, growing hand, yeah.
You have your phone here.
Take a picture of it?
Henry, we're gonna go on board. You wanna go on an airplane? He's like, what's that? Good boy. A little wet here. I should have brought your raincoat. Didn't even think about it. Henry, wait.
What's that?
I'm gonna
There's one up front on the right side.
take him off me.
There's somebody up there.
On. Okay. Henry, you gotta go up. Come on, up. Up.
Henry, come on.
There we go.
Up.
There we go. Good boy. Look at this. Our attendant made a dog. They made a little Henry. Okay. Look, Henry. It's a little you. He made a little you. Good boy. We just like passed the glacier part, which was far away. You couldn't really see it too much, but Henry's loving it. Aren't you, Henry? Yeah, we love it. We put down a little towel and he was just chewing his bone out here. Yeah, yes, you're chewing your bone out here. Yeah. I think today he is going to be wearing a raincoat and his boots because it's chilly out. It's chilly out. Right, so we need to keep those paws warm. We keep those paws warm? We keep those paws warm. Okay, guys. We'll see you later. Hopefully we'll see some whales. Yeah. Raincoat was a good idea. Henry, where are you going? He looks real silly, but that's okay. At least he's dry. It's just a little bit raining. We're being a good boy. Yeah. The rain though. Good boy. Good boy. Literally so glad we have our raincoat on. This place is amazing, although there are certain parts that do not allow dogs because of bears. Duly noted. Good boy. Including service dogs. Don't want to get eaten by a bear.
The silt that the glacier has ripped off.
Wet puppo.
It's so fine, it's like powdered sugar.
Oh my
and
God,
it's stuck in the water column, creating this light color. It's providing the minerals and nutrients from the mountainside now to this water that feeds itself out.
The water?
Which is really fun when you're whale watching sometimes. If you see a large catch, you have whales around, you can guess what they're eating.
Good boy.
Based on that. But,
This is a good boy. We are currently looking for whales.
The whales that could
He's being very
harm
good.
them. So
We let him get some pets from everyone on board as long as
and
he
it's
keeps
very
4
hard to
feet
tag whales.
on the floor.
I've seen presentations where.
Nope.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh my God!
There we go. There we go. And then if you
We saw a whale. Henry's on the lookout.
They bother these guys. Same thing is going with the sea lions. Sea lions, you can't bother them guys. The Coast Guard comes up and they need to check the buoys.
Hey guys, I am trying to be quiet because Bobby is sleeping. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We did nothing today. It wasn't intentional. That wasn't the plan. My plan was to spend the day with my boys, relaxing. But instead, I spent it sleeping. Anyway. I'm just having, like, this is so weird, but it worked on our last trip. I've been having restless leg syndrome, and tonic water helps, like, a lot. So, yeah, tonic water helps with restless leg syndrome. I learned that from my dad. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I haven't had an infusion, but my medication is definitely not working. My stomach is like in knots, but it's okay. At least today was a sailing day, so that actually kind of was a happy accident that worked out. Just wanted to update you guys. Tomorrow is our last day, and we have some stuff planned for like later in the day, like after 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to rest, and hopefully tomorrow's a better day. We can hope. Anyways, trying to keep positive. Still got to spend the day with my boys, even if it was just in bed. I'll see you later. So we didn't end up We didn't end up getting anything checked as of yet. Like, the only time we had his rabies vaccine checked was the other day when we crossed over when we were driving into British Columbia. I don't know. Right? All aboard the bus. This guy. Not a ton of photos, but that's okay. It's okay. Wouldn't even know we had a dog down there. It's a castle.
Damn picture there.
Look, Henry, we're home. We're currently in our most natural environment. A castle. Right, Henry? They did ask us if he was licensed, but that's a Canadian thing, so it totally makes sense. And I just said yes. He is trained, is what I said, and we're good. They let everyone know. This place is home. So we just did a whole castle walk. It was very nice. Look at the sunset on it. Very pretty. So we asked the last attendant guy in there if Henry could run around out here off duty, and he said yes. So we did ask, and we're going to let him free. Can you hold this real quick? Thank you. Okay. These two are so cute. I've never had this happen before, but this couple, it was this guy, and he goes to Bobby, he goes, everyone looks fine, so what's the dog for? But Bobby gave him an answer. He was like, oh, my wife's sick or whatever, blah, blah, and she was like, can't always see it, and Bobby was like, can't always see it. I was proud of him. I couldn't believe the guy, though. He wasn't American, though. He did have an accent. I get it, you know. It's just, like, that was very rude. It's okay.
We're 70 miles from Seattle.
That's crazy. We are heading back onto the ship. So right now we're just going through security. Got through the entire trip, and we, like I said, we still have only showed his registration thing once. So I doubt they're gonna ask it for it right now, but I'll let you guys know. Okay guys, so it is officially the last night of the cruise. This literally flew by, it's insane. Right now we're still in Victoria, which is in British Columbia, and we're just chilling on the balcony of the ship. Henry still got his vest on right now just because our room is being cleaned, so I just want to keep him kind of in work mode. But let me make sure it's focused. Because it's the end of the cruise, I just figured I would go over some of the things that I encountered. So number one, this was hands down probably the easiest vacation in terms of bringing Henry. It was just so easy. We had lots of people do drive-by pets. It was super annoying at sometimes. I mean, there was like people straight up like calling him, but you have to remember you're on a ship with a ton of people who speak different languages, and it's just hard to communicate those things sometimes. Sometimes I would correct them, sometimes we would just work through it. So in terms of our excursions, you always want to double check, because you are, like, especially when you're going to other countries, the laws are not always the same as far as including dogs, or even service dogs. So I did catch video of it. The one place Henry was excluded from was on a hike that we went on, but we didn't end up actually going on the hike because it was raining anyway, so it worked out really well because the hike got canceled. So it just like was a happy accident, because I didn't know beforehand that he was going to be excluded from that and it was a safety thing. It's because there's a lot of bears and stuff like that. Obviously, yes, I would love to be able to just take him everywhere, and it's like, well, what are the odds, and like things like that. But I totally get it. It's a safety issue. I'm never gonna complain about that. But that's something you can run into, especially when you're going on like something like an Alaskan cruise. Everyone else was very accommodating. One of our excursions did have us pay a $25 cleaning fee because we were in a car, and so we had to pay a $25 cleaning fee. I know that a lot of times, like with the rental car services, we've never had to pay a cleaning fee, but we paid it this once because I was just like, you know, like we're gonna be in and out of a car, sort of like a driving tour, and we are in different terrain, and it's totally possible for him to get messy. It's $25. Let's just pay it and like be fine. Yeah, we haven't run into anything. I mean, I'm sure tomorrow, maybe if and when we go through US customs, they might check his rabies vaccine, but they were only ever checked once, and that was when we were going into Canada in Skagway. So from Skagway to Canada, that was when they checked his rabies vaccine thing. They only checked it once. Obviously, just because they didn't check it does not mean I think we shouldn't have gotten it. You need to have those things. I'm glad we did. I will still continue to always carry those around with us on our trips, but they didn't ultimately need them, but I guess that's fine. It's better to be over prepared. What else? The people who work on the ship, Henry, the people who work on the ship have no idea about service dog laws or anything like that, and it's like one of those weird things because a lot of them are from other countries, and they were actually afraid of Henry. They were like, oh, like, is he friendly? They would like jump back when they saw him under the table. And I know that, so my point, I made sure to remember this because I know that a lot of people who have different types of service dogs, like pit bulls or German shepherds or whatever, they almost get offended when people like back up and are afraid. But I wanted to put this out there that it doesn't always have to do with your dog breed. Sometimes it just has to do with the culture. Obviously Henry's like sitting there smiling and they're still afraid, so don't be offended. It's just a cultural thing. I was always like, no, he's okay. It was like a little bit of a language barrier. They always asked what his name was, and I told them, and yeah, they were good for the most part. I don't think we really had, none of the staff was really interested in interacting with him that I remember. It was more like random passerbys. But yeah, so that's just a cultural thing that they were afraid, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, so look at this good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Yeah, he's such a good boy. So as far as like if I recommend traveling on a cruise with your service dog, I 10 out of 10 recommend it. I think it was like one of the greatest trips. I will never even think twice about bringing Henry on a cruise. Not that I think we're going on another cruise at all, but highly recommend. And I'm glad we did it. So I will put this all together, and I will see you guys next time. Henry, do you want to see them next time? You give them a kiss? He's gonna give you a kiss goodbye, and